Are you ready to discover how the iconic painting you see in your screens challenged established norms, subverted traditional artistic conventions, and provoked intense reactions from the critics and public of its time? Let's take a fascinating journey through the hidden meanings, bold symbolism, and artistic daring that made Olympia a milestone in art history. It's time to unravel the controversy behind one of the most controversial and revolutionary works of all time. Let's begin. The scandal that shook Paris. Here we go. Let's travel back in time to the 1865 exhibition at the Salon de Paris, where Olympia made its spectacular debut. The public was stunned by the bold and defiant depiction of a nude prostitute that challenged the aesthetic canons and social norms of the time. The scandal was enormous. Can you imagine? Criticism, ridicule, and widespread rejection were only the beginning of the story of this subversive masterpiece. Édouard Manet's Olympia is recognized as an iconic work that caused a scandal in the 19th century society by portraying a naked woman directly and defiantly, without hesitation or prejudice, breaking with the traditional artistic conventions of the time. The female figure in Olympia challenged society's standards of beauty and morality, provoking strong reactions from critics and the general public. The scandal surrounding Olympia stemmed from its realistic and direct representation, which departed from the romantic idealization common in the art of the time. The work was first exhibited at the Grand Salon, where it caused a great stir and was pejoratively labeled. But despite the initial criticism and widespread rejection, Olympia became a modern masterpiece that marked a milestone in art history, challenging norms and laying the groundwork for modern art. Provocation in every brushstroke. The painting of Olympia not only challenged established norms regarding the representation of the female figure, but also addressed underlying social and political issues. The presence of a black servant in the background and Olympia's intense gaze added layers of complexity to the work, questioning the social and racial hierarchies prevalent in 19th century society. Olympia's direct and defiant gaze, her confident posture, and the depiction of a black servant all break with stereotypes and subvert traditional power. The choice of color, bold composition, and use of contrast add another layer of great provocation to the work. The selection of symbolic elements in the painting add layers of meaning with the presence of a black cat, a symbol with negative connotations at the time. Together with Olympia's defiant posture, they add to the complexity of the painting. The black cat, traditionally associated with superstition and the supernatural, symbolizes prostitution in this context, adding an element of provocation and social criticism. Olympia's defiant posture, her direct gaze at the viewer, and her self-confident attitude shattered the conventions of submission and passivity commonly associated with the representation of the female figure, not only in the art of the time, but also of women in society in general. These symbolic elements, combined with the realistic and non-idealized depiction of Olympia, subvert established norms and challenge traditional expectations of how women should be portrayed in art. Through his innovative and provocative approach, Manet succeeded in creating a masterpiece that not only challenged the artistic conventions of his time, but also laid the groundwork for modern art and opened up new possibilities for artistic expression. Female action in the spotlight. Édouard Manet boldly challenged established norms by portraying Olympia realistically and without idealization, breaking with the tradition of idealized representation of the female figure in 19th century art. In Olympia, Manet chose to portray a modern, confident, and defiant woman, rather than adhere to the conventional standards of beauty and morality of the time. This direct and realistic representation had a lasting impact on art history, challenging expectations and provoking intense reactions from critics and the public. Olympia is not a victim, but a confident woman in control of her own sexuality. She challenges the male gaze and asserts her power as a subject, not an object. The work sparked a debate about the role of women and marked a milestone in the representation of women in art. What do you think about this artistic representation? As we can see, this masterpiece remains a symbol of rebellion and provocation, reminding us that art has the power to challenge and change established norms. Truly fascinating! And that concludes our journey through the controversy and provocation of Édouard Manet's Olympia. I hope you've enjoyed this in-depth analysis of a masterpiece that defied the boundaries of art and society in its time. Let's always remember that art, even in its scandal, invites us to reflect and question our perceptions. Leave us your comments, and see you next time.